Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for taking some time. My name is Andre Swanston. I am the co-founder and CEO of Optik. Think of Optik as the go-to solution for audience measurement, audience segmentation, attribution, any sort of audience and consumer intelligence across the rapidly growing over-the-top ecosystem. Quick question before we start. Does anybody here in your house stream anything on television? Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. Now keep your hands up. Keep them up if you were also doing that 3 to 5 years ago. All right, so you kind of made my point. The over-the-top ecosystem has kind of come out of nowhere in the last, not even 3 years, really the last 24 months, we've seen rapid growth. But the problem with this huge shift in the way that hundreds of millions of consumers are consuming content is it's becoming harder for the content owners and media companies to monetize that audience and consumer demand. And it's becoming very frustrating for brands and agencies and marketers to understand how to efficiently and effectively reach their target audience and consumer. And so to give everybody some backdrop, when we talk about the over-the-top ecosystem, it's probably, as everybody was talking about millennials for the last 3 years, and that kind of term has gotten annoying, OTT is almost the same point. Everything is OTT, and you walk into different rooms and people have different definitions. So for the purpose of this discussion, what we're seeing become more clearly the definition of OTT. Over-the-top consumption is the consumption of long-form, professionally produced content over the internet across any device. So whether you're watching Netflix on your smartphone or Hulu on your tablet or a TV Everywhere solution on your smart TV or your connected device, that's OTT. What we're seeing change dramatically over the last 18 months is that all of this professional content consumption, all the growth is really across connected TV. And now we're actually seeing over 2/3 of the streaming of professionally produced content happens on connected TV. And what that means is a smart TV like a Samsung, a Vizio, a connected device like a Roku, Apple TV, or a gaming console like Xbox, PlayStation, any way that you can connect your TV to the internet. The problem that we're seeing with all this shift of TV watching and movie watching going to connected TV is that there's a lot of technological and logistical barriers that are really preventing people from fully taking advantage of the platforms. So the first one is there's no measurement. So everybody knows legacy solutions like Nielsen, and you fill your diary in, and they take 10,000 people and all of a sudden know what 300 million people watched. Well, that doesn't work across connected TV, right? There's no schedule. Everything is on demand. People do what they want. What we've seen across desktop, people have used cookies. Well, there's no cookies on connected TV. What you've seen across mobile is people force you to install, use SDKs, software development kits. People got away with that across mobile because you had iOS and Android, 95% market share. Everybody hates using an SDK, but they sucked it up and did it twice. Well, across connected TV, you have 8 different smart TV manufacturers with single-digit penetration. You have Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, Xbox, PlayStation. Good luck telling any major media company across their 15 channels to use 15 different software development kits for each one. So you've really seen a huge gap in audience visibility or in measurement. The second thing is television tune-in and driving attention to shows in the United States alone is an $18 billion a year market, right? Everybody knows about all the money that's been spent over the last 5 years with getting people to install apps on mobile. Think of the over-the-top ecosystem of kind of the convergence of those two worlds. It's I need to get people to download my app on their Roku and then tune in to watch it or subscribe to it. But the problem is there's all these walled gardens. Netflix doesn't share their data with anybody. Amazon doesn't share it. So even the content owners have no idea who's watching their content. Many of the media companies don't know who to target to even get them to come to their platform. And then the last part is, great. So I've gotten over the hurdle that I can't actually measure how many people are watching, how many unique households are watching my content. I've somehow, even though I have no access to behavioral data, been able to attract people to my platform. But now in terms of monetizing it and get the most money out of that advertising inventory, if I can't segment it by demographics or auto purchase intent, how do I charge as much as possible for my inventory? So These are the three problems that have been slowing down what's already the fastest growing opportunity in all of media, entertainment, and advertising. And so really how we've looked at this is from two core different ways. One, we realized that we needed a proprietary source of data that was not reliant on cookies, not reliant on social media APIs and so forth. And we realized the largest source of that was people sharing, downloading, streaming content in what we call the open OTT ecosystem, powered by peer-to-peer. So it's over 500 million people globally that we've patented the ability to measure in real time what they're watching or playing, whether it's a video game, music, TV. And we've been able to use that intelligence to have all this behavioral data to get to not be concerned with walled gardens. Well, we actually realized when you look at the over-the-top ecosystem, 70% of the content that's professionally consumed in the world actually happens across this open OTT ecosystem. The other 30% is what's being commercialized, either via SVOD on Netflix or ad-supported platforms. So when we look at it from how True Optik stands, we said to ourselves, we have the largest source of media and entertainment consumption data. And from a technological standpoint, we've solved all the problems in terms of measurement and data segmentation. So what we've done is we've created kind of three core solutions for the over-the-top ecosystem. First, we are the only company in the world that measures both commercial and open OTT. And we do that without the use of an SDK. So that has helped in terms of adoption. The second thing is we use all the behavioral data we have from those 500 million consumers all over the world to drive the ability to do tune-in and subscriber acquisition. And then the last thing was kind of like our big announcement over the last month or so. So we've announced the first data management platform and third-party data marketplace that's actionable across all connected TV platforms. So just really quickly, in the interest of time, we go and we say this with every media company. We say this directly to Nielsen and Comscore, somewhat picking a fight. We measure more over-the-top consumption than Nielsen and Comscore combined. And that's why media companies like Sony Pictures license our data to better understand what the value of licensing their content is to Netflix, or opportunities to distribute that content internationally. In terms of how our data performs in terms of audience acquisition. In the last 3 months, we've had head-to-heads against Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and ACR data. So that's the data that people are collecting directly from smart TVs. And we've, quite frankly, obliterated all of them. So whether it's lowering cost per acquisition, lowering churn, raising lift. So we've been able to prove that having actionable data on the media consumption of people at the household level, there's no second best to that. And then lastly, with our data management platform, what we can do for any piece of content anywhere in the world with our third-party data partnership with Experian and CrossPixel and V12 and a lot of the leading data providers, we're able to help both on the buy side and the sell side, people build really actionable segments. So if you want to know, for the people that are in Toronto, this household is a female, she has 2 kids, she drives this type of car, she listens to Beyonce, and she watches the same show. And for people all over the world that are consuming the same content, we're able to segment them in the same way. Lastly, kind of in closing, where True Optik has seen the opportunity for us, there's only a handful of companies in the world that can say they have proprietary behavioral data on hundreds of millions of consumers all over the world, and then the ability to leverage that data to deliver experiences, deliver advertising, deliver analytics and insight. And really, the only other companies besides us that can say that are the ones up here. So when we look at how we're positioning ourselves, we have the upside and the scale of the largest consumer-facing companies, but then the B2B focus of a SaaS company or any sort of other demand-side platform or data management platform. That's it. I'm shocked I finished that in 9 minutes. So.
Are you raising money?
It's funny that you asked. So here's the thing. I honestly think I think as a startup CEO, you're always raising money, right? And it's better to raise it when you don't need it than when you do need it. So we're raising money, we're hiring, we're marketing, and we're developing. So yes.